and this is what is happening in my brain, of total confusion. And sometimes we hear things over and over and over again, and then finally it sticks and you think, okay, maybe there's something to this and I should look into it. That has been my experience with the work of Joe Dispenza for the last few years. I've listened to many a podcast with him as a guest, and I've known people who have done his meditations and have found it really helpful. And a couple weeks ago, I had this feeling that I should look up stories of people who've done his work in correlation with brain cancer. And I heard this incredible story of this young man who had a brain tumor in the left frontal lobe of his brain. And after doing that work for 14 months, which means meditation, his tumor started to shrink and eventually the tumor went away. This isn't the first time I've heard stories of people doing meditations and their brain tumors going away. In the book Radical Remission, there's a story of a man who was diagnosed with a brain tumor around the same time that Kyle was, and he also lived in Colorado. And reading that was really mind-boggling to me, and part of his journey to finding healing and having a radical remission was doing this meditation at this center in Brazil. And so these stories pop up and you feel inspired by them. And Kyle and I, over the last week, we have been doing the meditations by Joe Dispenza. And I have felt truly incredible. Like, had moments of crying. I've had moments of just feeling so hopeful. I feel like I'm less reactive to unfortunate situations. I feel more joyous and I feel just better. Like life feels lighter and I feel more hopeful. And so I feel like there's some truth in it. And I plan to make this video sharing that experience and sharing how we're incorporating that in our life. But I also want to learn more about Joe Dispenza before I shared it. And it led me down this rabbit hole of the internet where now I feel very uncertain. I feel more confused because there's so much conversation on the internet and between people who are people like me and you, and also credible news outlets as well, who are like, is this just like not legit? Is he kind of a cult leader? Which I hate to say that, but that raises a lot of red flags for me. I just have like a weird fascination and also deep-seated fear of anything that feels cult-like. And I could see how it has this reputation. And then it made me think back to this story of the man who was in the book Radical Remission, who went to this meditation center in Brazil. And I looked up the center because I was like, wow, maybe there's something to this. That man who had this center was arrested and there was a lot of scandal around it. And it just has me feeling like a lot of mixed emotions because on the one hand, I can sense the benefit in my own body. And I can see it in Kyle. Like I feel like he has more energy, especially the past couple of days. And it's been really beautiful to just watch him like enjoy meditation. And I really do think that our thoughts create a reality, and that's very much the belief of Joe Dispenza's work. But do I need Joe Dispenza's meditation to achieve that? Is where I'm questioning. So it's like this catch-22 where you see the benefit, but you also just don't know what the line is. And so I just feel really conflicted. Like, is this trustworthy, and should I give my time to this, or should I seek out meditations that aren't by him? Should I give my time to this thing? Could it be potentially a scam? I don't know. And it's such a hard thing in our modern society. You don't have to have a degree or certain accreditations in the self-help space. And that I feel like is so detrimental because people are coming to you and they're hardest, toughest moments, and they're seeking guidance. I am someone who deeply believes in the power of meditation. For the last 6 years of my life, I have sat in tea ceremony or tea meditation every single day. I've missed a handful of days, but for the most part, I have sat every day, no matter where I am. And it is my anchor. It calms my nervous system and it prepares me to be a loving, kind, open person stepping out of that space. But I also feel that there's another level to meditating that's guided, or finding that within yourself through the many different meditation techniques that are out there. I don't have the answers, and I'm curious what your thoughts are. How do you approach these things, and what are your feelings towards these organizations and groups? And I don't want to say leaders because that makes it icky, but these leaders that are offering these things that can help people heal. And is there truth in them? And is part of it choosing to believe that it works is what helps it to amplify it? And in that, could it be another type of meditation? It's got my brain all confused. And I was just hoping to make this video of feeling like this is helping us, and we're hoping that it will continue to help us. And now I feel so uncertain about it because I don't want to share things that maybe aren't helpful. But this is my experience, and this is what is happening in my brain of total confusion. And I just don't know. Am I going to stop doing the meditations? Maybe. Probably not. At this moment, the water is murky. Am I seeing clearly in the face of everything? I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I don't know. I'm just simply asking the questions that are running through my mind, trying to seek the answers so that I can make the best decision for me and my husband on his path to healing, and whatever that may be. I also want to preface and say that I am an overthinker. I think about everything and I analyze it, and I am very critical of things because I just feel like there are so many situations that we can get ourselves in where people can get taken advantage of. And I feel like, having been in a situation, especially in the last 6 months, where we were scammed by a cancer organization, my red flags are like flagging way more quickly. And so I want to be transparent in that. Like, that is also where I'm coming from. Yes, as a person, I try to vet things a lot, and I want to know the different perspectives, and so I want to know your perspective. And also, I have reservations of things because of the things that we've been through on this journey.